Hey everybody, Bella here, content creation specialist over at Self Publishing School, and today I want to talk about why you should, without a doubt, write a memoir. When you think of a memoir, you might cringe a little bit at the idea of reading one. I know that I did when I was in school and we had an assignment to read a memoir or an autobiography of any kind, which are technically two different things, but still, it doesn't really sound that exciting. We don't typically think of memoirs as something that's entertaining to read, so why would I tell you to write one? Well, there are actually a lot of benefits to be gained by writing a memoir, for you and for other people. Here are all the reasons you should put your life on pages. Number one, a good memoir is entertaining. Think back to when you first met your significant other, or even when you go on dates now. You talk about your life and what you've been through, the important stuff anyways, hopefully leaving out the part about your ex, but that's a whole other discussion to talk about. But if you tell those stories, your date seems intrigued, right? If you tell them well anyway. They want to know more about your memories and the stuff that you've experienced in life, and if things go well, you guys end up laughing about it and even talking about what you took away from those things, what you've learned and how you've grown from those very things. That's the same effect a good memoir can have. A good memoir is entertaining. The reason that a lot of us don't think that our life has any entertainment value is mostly just because that we live it. We're there every single day. It's not very exciting to us. It's just kind of boring sometimes. Many of you might not think that you have any big takeaways or life lessons to be learned, but that's just not true because you're not thinking about it from someone else's perspective. You may have been through a number of different things that other people have never experienced before. Your life is entertaining so long as you know how to write it in that way, you'll write a great memoir, and that's actually what we cover over on the blog post, so make sure to check that out as well. Reason number two why you should write a memoir: everybody has a message to tell. Even if you don't realize it, you have something that's of value to others. You've experienced certain situations that you had to learn and grow from. Again, a lot of what makes us doubt that our life stories have value to others is the simple fact that we haven't really sat down to think about what experiences made us into who we are today. What has made us grow and become the person that we are every day of our lives. But believe me, you have a message that will speak to others and help them. You just have to do some internalizing to find out what moments in your life led you to who you are today. Reason number three why you should write a memoir: you will learn more about yourself. I feel like one of the biggest takeaways in life is just kind of figuring out how you fit into the world around you. Not everyone really sits down to think about how their past experiences have formed and shaped who they are today. But doing so can actually teach you a lot about who you are. It's a huge learning experience for yourself. And I'll be honest with you, while I was going through writing the blog post, I was actually doing the steps myself to figure out if I were to write a memoir, what would it be about? What were the biggest experiences in my life that shaped who I am today? And to be honest with you, in about 5 minutes, I learned something completely new about myself. There's just something really interesting about looking back on your life and figuring out what was the main event that kind of influenced who you are today. It's kind of like watching your favorite movie as a child, but as an adult. You pick up on these little things, you have a new perspective, and therefore you kind of see the story very differently than you did as a child. You find a lot of hidden material that really impacted you in big ways. It's very similar when you take the time to actually write down events from your childhood and maybe how they influenced you today and how they look now as an adult looking back on those things. You pick up on very little things that can make a big difference in your life. Reason number four why you should write a memoir: you will help others. Like I already said, you have a message to share and you have people who are willing to hear that message. You have experience that can help others even if you don't realize it right now. How would you feel if you could help somebody through a really difficult time that you have personal experience with? That's really empowering and it's very important to realize. You could be making a difference in the lives of many people. If that's not reason enough to write a memoir, I don't know what is. Reason number five why you should write a memoir: your message will be forever embedded into history. And I don't mean to sound bleak here, but you're not gonna be around forever unless you're immortal, in which case you should just shoot me an email because I have questions for you. But in all honesty, leaving a piece of your life behind and your experiences and the most important moments of your life is really important. It could even teach your kids and their kids and their kids about your life, and maybe you could even help them through a difficult time that you experienced yourself. It's a way of helping even just your family members, even when you're not not around, not to mention all the other people who could pick up your book after you're long gone. My grandpa recently passed away a couple months ago, and he was actually writing a memoir about his life and his childhood that not a lot of our family really even knew about. And being able to just read how he saw life and being able to see what his life was like and how he viewed the world is something so special, and it's irreplaceable. There's nothing that you could ever have that would be as impactful as that. And even though he's gone, it's something special that we'll always have as him. It's always a part of him that we'll have with us. Writing a memoir could be like that for you. Anyone can and should write a memoir, no matter what stage you're at in life. It could be life-changing for you or others. Comment down below if you're writing a memoir or have written one yourself, and if you want to write a memoir but you haven't even started, what are some of the biggest roadblocks that are stopping you from self-publishing your book? And if you do want to get a head start on writing and self-publishing your book, make sure to check out Chandler Bolt's free webinar training. He goes through just what you need in order to write and self-publish your book in as little as 90 days, and it's chock full of just super helpful information that I wish I would have had a long time ago, to be honest with you. Make sure to save your seat and sign up. I'll have it linked below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want more content like this, as well as hitting that subscribe button along with the little bell so you'll get updated whenever we post a new video. And one last thing for you to do, follow us on social media. I'll have all the links down below. We post exclusive content and writing tips for you and motivational information just to keep you writing your book and keep pushing towards that publishing date. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.